Hi everyone! Czech Games Edition were kind enough to send us a copy of Wispwood, so today obviously we are opening the box and checking everything that is inside. That's all. That's the intro. Let's open the box. Okay, let's see what's in this gorgeous box. As you can see, it's on the smaller side compared to my hand here. First off, we have the rulebook. It's an easy game. I had to flip through the rulebook because, as you may notice here, there is no component list. I don't know why would anyone choose not to put a component list within a rulebook, but here we are. There are the components listed as part of the setup. Personally, I don't like that, but it's a simple enough game that it doesn't really matter. But anyway, you can see here the rules. It looks like it has a lot of pages, but they are sparsely texted. There is a solo mode and some notes on the cards because there are some scoring cards, as we will see. So there are clarifications for those. Since we just mentioned the cards, let's see those. This one I don't think is important. It's just for the edition of the game, like some packs have. And these are the scoring cards. There are various types of wisps in Wispwood, and each one of them scores in different ways. So I think for each game you do randomly choose one of the cards for the corresponding wisp to know how it scores for that specific game, and then at the end we have scoring conditions for the trees. I will explain how that works, but in any case, at the beginning of each game you randomly choose one card for each type of wisp and the trees, and then you have unique scoring conditions for each game for a lot of variety throughout your gameplays. These are the backs. We have a scoring pad that is quite detailed because you score at the end of each round. So you have to write down things even during the game. As soon as one of the rounds ends, you write down whatever score you have and then do some reset, move on to the next round. So that's why you have multiple rounds here in the scorepad. Some extra bags. And here we have a bunch of punch boards. I think that, let me check those. Yeah, let's see. I will punch out the cats first. And they require some assembly, so I'll be right back. There they are. You can see there are 6 of them. The game is played with 1 to 4 players, so there are extras just for the sake of artwork, I guess. I don't think there are any more in there. And as you can see, they have a normal side, and now that they are assembled, on the other side, there is a hidden side of the cat, which is the cutest thing, because it's right behind a tree trunk. And they are all whimsical and fun, as the box artwork would have us expect. Now, we have some firefly tokens. These are only used in the solo mode. I don't usually check the rules for the solo mode. I'm not sure how these function within the game. They have numbers at the back. And then I will punch just a few of them so that you can see them. But as you can see here, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 punch boards full of wisps, and all of them work in the same way. So there are 4 different types of wisps that are scattered on the front of the tiles, and the backs are always of trees. During the game, you collect wisps and place them in your personal grid in a way that will score points according to the cards that we saw earlier. But in order to place them in your grid, you have to fill polyomino tiles. I'll show you a bit of that right away. And to fill a polyomino tile, you use tree tokens, which are basically wisp tokens turned face down. You get them from the supply, from the stack of hidden wisps. So if, for example, I wanted to make such a shape, I could do this. And this now reminds you of a polyomino tile. I could place the wisp anywhere, but that's the use of the tree tokens. They fill the grid, and the placement of the wisp is important for scoring, but obviously there are 3 scoring cards as well, so you try to combine them as best as possible. I don't think there is any reason to punch all of those. They are all the same with these 4 that I just showed you. So let's move on to the first player token here. Which is a paw. And it's super cute. Then we have these 4. They are like personal boards. And each player takes one of them and uses it as a guideline on where to place their grid, because during the first round the grid is 4x4, so you use the green guidelines here. In the second round there is a 5x5 grid, so you use the yellow guidelines. And then in the third round you can go up to a 6x6, which is the whole thing. So if you feel like you need some help configuring your personal grid, you can take one of those and place them in front of you as a guideline. And finally we have the main board, which is assembled during at the beginning of each game, not permanently. So there are these tiles here. I think I'll bring the boxes a bit together. No, I need one of those to lay the grid on. So you use this as a puzzle. Well, it's not a flat surface here. On the table it will be fine. And then you place this in the middle. So then you take tiles and place them in the corresponding spaces here. And as I said earlier, if you choose a wisp, you have to take 3 tiles to fulfill one of the adjacent polyomino tiles here in order to place it in your grid. These parts can be assembled in any order, so there is some variety in that as well during the game. And that's pretty much it. There is a function of the cats that you can use them to do certain abilities, but pretty much that's the game. And these are all the components that are in the box of Wispwood. Another wisp here. A very short unboxing for a very beautiful game. We hope it's fun as well, because personally I very much enjoy this type of artwork and the brightness of the colors, so I hope it is going to be a fun one. And we will be back with a 2-player playthrough pretty soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Subscribe if you want to stay tuned and know when the playthrough will be up. And of course, always leave a thumbs up before you go if you enjoyed the video. It helps us grow, and we will be very grateful for that. In any case, I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, bye.